Welcome to the MYBcast, a podcast devoted to exploring alternatives for self-care through somatic touch therapies of all sorts. We are fascinated with the mind-body connection, and so are the people we talk with. Today, we are continuing our series, Seeds. Seeds is a podcast about a set of somatic touch principles that we call somatic mindfulness. When we integrate these principles in our work, what are we experiencing? What happens for different therapists who embody these principles? What changes in their practices and in their lives? In Seeds, we talk with members of our growing somatic mindfulness community. How are they adapting attuned touch to their work? And how are their clients responding? Seeds is for anyone interested in somatic mindfulness and what it can do for them. What's so beautiful about somatic mindfulness is that it recognizes the student in all of us, exploring, studying, and developing this work that we love. The journey is a rich one that allows us to develop ourselves simply by being with our clients. I'm Madalena Ferreira. I'm here with my co-host, Richard Mack. We're both masters of somatic movement therapy and education, as well as teachers of somatic mindfulness. We're co-founders of MYB, a successful somatic therapy clinic in Cedar Grove, New Jersey. Today, we are excited to continue our conversation with our guest, Kim Dietz, and learn about what somatic mindfulness means to her and how it's impacting her work and her life. Richard?
Thank you, Madalena, and welcome, Kim, for episode 2. So, Kim, I have had the pleasure of working with you on a number of occasions, and it's been over a year now that you've been involved with somatic mindfulness in your work. You have a very broad and rich background in healthcare, so you have quite a big palette around your healing work. But let me ask you this question. In the last year, what are you noticing in your own personal life about how the work that you're doing now around somatics is impacting you and your relationship with your loved ones?
Yeah, great question. So I mindfully use mindfulness, and sometimes I choose not to. So oftentimes I hear Fernando in my like when something happens, like if I'm, driving and someone cuts me off or whatever. I have horrible road rage. I'll be the first to admit that. But anyhow, whether it's at the store or, dealing with people because people are people, I'm always hearing Fernando like, ooh, opportunity. So then what's the question, right? You stay in the question. So what are you feeling? I'm feeling anxious or I'm feeling irritated. And where are you feeling that? And what are you feeling? And you stay in the question. So that's been really interesting. And I'm aware that I do that quite often. And then I'm also aware that sometimes I choose to not do that because when I'm driving, I just want to be angry sometimes. But yeah, I mean, it helps with so many different things just to recognize without like reacting, that you get to like sit in things for a moment and yeah, it just helps you get a different perspective, look at things differently. But I always take that moment to like breathe and really recognize like what you're feeling and where are you feeling it and why, where is it coming from? So it's been helpful.
So you're working the principles.
Yes, yeah.
Good job.
But I always hear them though, ooh, opportunity.
Funny, right? So
Mhm.
so are you finding the opportunity to share that with your clients? Does it come up at all?
Yeah, we talk about it quite often. And I like when people have a lot of things going on, or I see patterns, I notice that a lot. How people are holding different things, and there starts to become, some women are holding things all in the same spot. And it can't be just by coincidence. So then you start to get this feeling or this idea that, it's likely not just a physical thing, it's very much emotional.
Mm.
So I'm very open with my clients. Everybody knows what I'm doing, and I try to explain the somatic work, what that is, and I really do try to incorporate it into every session. I incorporate it with massage that I'm already doing, and then I have standalone sessions. And I also do sound therapy, so it pairs really well with that as well.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's been really interesting to get people to really start looking inside themselves and start getting a better connection, that it's not just always physical.
Did you find that your clients noticed any changes in you or in the way you were approaching your work with them? And did they give you
Um,
feedback or did they give you pushback?
Not real much with me. I mean, I'm from nursing for so long. I'm very good at um, not letting people know how I feel about
Uh-huh.
things, because it's never about me, right? It's always, I put on whatever face I need to and keep moving forward. Um, I mean, close friends and family have noticed a difference since then. Um, but yeah, as far as me personally with clients, they haven't really noticed a change. And it's just a deeper connection with them during session. Um,
Mm,
but trying to get them to connect more with themselves during session. I think that's different for them. It's a deeper level of relaxation for them.
mm. So so what I'm hearing you say is you're experiencing a deeper connection during the work
Hmm.
and then the opportunity, because I really like that, is to find ways to help them to experience deeper connections with themselves.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would say, like if you were sharing with another therapist, that has been really effective for you in doing that? Like a way that you can rely on, like I know I can do this with this person or multiple people.
Yeah. I mean, there's things I incorporate in every session.
Tell us.
Oh gosh, what are some,
Just something.
just in general, like where the magic is in the fall, right? Like if you can get their body to feel as if it's in a contraction, any muscle, and you hold it, and you just hold it to where there's resistance. And then, because the magic is in the fall, and then you slowly let that fall away. So it changes their perception. Like one of my favorites is when they're face down, I'll hook onto their shoulder, and just it's the weight of their shoulder relaxing into my hand. I'm not physically lifting. It's not hard for me, but the perception of for that client is that I'm really stretching that shoulder open, and I'm not. Um, but it's moving slower and more deliberate with a lot of intention. Um, yeah, it's
Mm,
just I mean, it's a lot of what I was already doing. It's just now there's more purpose and intention behind it. And I have names to things that I wasn't understanding before. And there's just more explanation behind why I felt drawn to do things how I was already doing them. But now there's different techniques and principles that I can utilize as well.
yeah. A lot of therapists we find have that kind of an experience where it's like it's an affirmation of what
Hmm.
they know, especially people who've been in the field for, for many, many years, where they have this experience that there's just a knowing. But
Yeah.
then you get like this opportunity to be with other people who are finding the same things. And so it's validating.
Yes. Yes. And at first it was really, because there's a couple people, like one in my office, one that's close by, and Vicky that I went to Arkansas with. We've had a lot of conversations, and it's almost like a dog chasing its tail. Like just when you think you have it figured out, like it all starts over again. And for a few months when I was working, and I'm trying to incorporate this, and I wasn't sure how well it would be received. And um, I was honestly waiting for someone on the table to stop and be like, "What are you doing?" And not in a positive way. Because it was just that lack of confidence, I guess, that I was having, and I don't even know where it was coming from because it's effective. But I wasn't sure if clients were seeing it as I was seeing it, because sometimes some people aren't ready to see that it's something so simple as relaxation, like that can fix so many of their issues and ailments, really. Like that's kind of hard to believe, right? Um, but it was happening. It's a thing. We know that stress causes inflammation and stress causes dis-ease. So if we just take away the stress, right? But can it really be that simple? So
Mm.
for a long time, I was struggling with how can it be this simple? It can't possibly be this simple. So there was a lot of conversations. And I don't know, one day it just clicked and like everything kind of came together. And I was like, this is what I'm doing and take it or leave it. And it's been super effective. I've never had anybody not like it. I have some people that, they may not want to go that deep into a relaxation that day, and they're like, "Can we just do a regular massage?" And I'll say, "Sure," but I still incorporate it. I still work um, a lot on the neck and décolletage area because it's super effective. Because it's less work for me. It's just another tool like using cupping or hot stones. Why should I have to work harder? Because I can't force a muscle to relax. I can't beat you into relaxation, and nor am I going to. Because if I'm engaging that nervous system, it's counterproductive. Then I'm just working harder for nothing. So it's just another tool that I can use to help those muscles already relax and get into this really super pliable state easily. That I don't have to work so hard. So.
It's funny that,
Absolutely.
oh, go ahead, Rick.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
No, I just totally understand where you're coming from. And that was going to lead me to my next question with you is when you're dealing with clients, you have your clientele base that are familiar with the type of work that you do.
Mhm.
And now you're going into a much deeper state and a much more impactful state. You're actually taking people in the autonomic nervous system from a sympathetic fight or flight tension state to a parasympathetic relax release and rejuvenate. So you're kind of in the flow with their nervous system to receive that. Now you're riding that wave, and with your curiosity, you're going into where do I feel this tension? Where do I feel this inflammation? And then just start doing some magic around that. How has that been for you in making that kind of a transition with your clients?
It's been interesting. I think the biggest struggle I was having was being confined or constricted to having this time frame. So I increased my sessions.
Yes.
And I've always been horrible at giving just a 60-minute massage because I need like 75 minutes. Um, but it's being more upfront that, I first of all, I can't fix anyone. I'm not here to fix anything. I can't. I am able to provide space and hold that space for them and provide the environment for them to fix themselves, empowering them to do it. Um, so with that, I may not have time to get to certain areas, and I have to be okay with that because I mean, if they want me to do those areas, then we need more time, right? Because it's not a routine. It's not something that is set like, oh, 3 minutes here, 4 minutes here. I have to hold a space as long as I'm going to hold it until that area willingly relaxes on its own. I can't force it, and nor am I going to, because that takes away the magic of it. But when we're in, like you describe as the flow, it's just something that I had to like let go and let be and not try to figure it out or have the answers to what it is that's happening. It's like this cool, weird, magical feeling to be in, and there's a lot of cool experiences that I've had that I really can't explain, but I'm learning through those patterns like what that is all meaning. I mean, honestly, sometimes I feel like I'm on an elevator and it's like I don't know how to explain it, but that's just something that when I am completely connected with that person and like the muscles are just melting away, like I can physically feel that happening, not just in my hands, but like this connection that's happening. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it is what it is. So,
Mm. Mm. Plus, when you touch anywhere, you're touching the whole system.
yeah. Yeah. And I try to explain it to clients like it's kind of like a spider web, right? Like if you have a taut spider web and you're touching one side, you can feel the vibration on the other side. So, it's with the fascia, there's just this deeper connection that we're, still not fully understanding how that's working, but but it is, and it's magic. And I love it.
So is there a thing that stands out for you that you would want to share with other therapists who maybe don't know this work or haven't been attracted to it yet that could help them? Something that, like, one little change they could make that would impact their work.
I don't think there's just one thing. I'm on all the massage groups on Facebook, and I am constantly seeing different things up, and a lot of it, people are getting burnt out, and it's physically demanding. So for me, it's a way that I can work. I'm all about working smarter, not harder, right? So I can work smarter, and I can give them just as much benefit, if not more, by getting them out of their headspace, getting them back into their body, getting them in the driver's seat, not me, and just holding space for them to reconnect with themselves. Um, and it's magic when that, and I know I keep saying that, but it's just this beautiful, profound thing that starts to happen, because how many people, how many clients have we all encountered that come in that they're like, more pressure, more pressure. I've worked in healthcare long enough to know that there's a reasonable amount of pressure that every muscle can feel. And when you are giving it your all and that person is still requesting more pressure, that means that they're absolutely not in their body. And we need to fix that. And we need to help with, helping them to feel sensations and stop ignoring their bodies. So it's just a way to work smarter, to not feel burnt out at the end of the day, to I don't know, just reclaim your own energy so that, you know, you just have to show up, you know. It's that
Yeah.
easy. But it's profound. It's very, very profound.
Yes, we
I'm
say
going to
it's
ask a
simple.
question about how you're attracting clients to you that can really resonate with your work. One of my dear friends says, she always gives me the blessing, may those people that you can help find you. And I want to share with you what we're doing here at Mind Your Body, MYB, because we've been pioneers of this for a number of years here, right outside of New York City, where people have access to all kinds of different things. But the idea of somatics is definitely starting to register. The Body Keeps
Mhm.
the Score has helped a lot of people at least get attuned to the thought around that. And we're finding that a lot of people are finding us through, a Google search for somatics. What are you using to help you get deeper into this field and attracting those kind of clients that are connecting with you with this work?
Yeah, it's just about conversation. So I guess with my background and having the different connections that I do, um, but so because I do sound therapy, so I work with children's long-term services through Health and Human Services. So I have different connections with the case managers. When I started doing that work, I reached out to all the different counselors and psychotherapists in the area to let them know, because massage is more than muscle manipulation, right? Depending on the approach that we're taking. So it's just through conversation and talking with people, and people talk to other people. I don't advertise a ton. I mean, I'll run some, something on Facebook, never paying for an ad or anything, but it's just conversation and word of mouth. And then from there, people talk to people. So, and it's the people, I want people to come in because they want to be there, because they're looking, for something more meaningful. They've exhausted things through our modern medical model. Um, and some of them, they come in and they still question, like what was that? And how can something honestly so simple have helped so much? So because they're still stuck in that Western medicine model, that they have to go back to the doctor, there has to be, so I don't know. It's a lot of conversation that has to take place. And some people have to see it to believe it. And even when they do, they still don't believe it can be that simple. How can it be, right? Because we've all been programmed to believe that we need to see a doctor, we need to take this pill, we need to do all these other things, and you know, and this is just such a deeper level of healing and a freedom that we get.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said, Kim. Thank you. And we're just about running out of time for episode 2, so I'll turn it over to my co-host, Madeleine, if there's any last question you want to ask. Otherwise,
I just want to make sure that you are on the Somatic Mindfulness website so people can find you.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. Okay. And you are located in what area?
In Sheboygan, Wisconsin. It's on the eastern side of Wisconsin, right on Lake Michigan.
Good. So anybody who's watching, if they're in that neighborhood, they can find you.
and I understand it's lovely there in the summertime, maybe not so much in the wintertime, but the summertime is a great place to be.
Yeah, even the winter time is nice. We have all 4 seasons, so it's nice all the time. But summer is nice.
Wonderful. And thank you for joining us. We really appreciate your time and what
Thank you.
you're helping us all moving forward with this work. Thank you.
Thanks for
Yes.
having me.
Kim, it was great to be with you. And thank you
Thank
to
you,
our
Isabel.
listeners for joining us for this episode of Seeds. We hope the stories inspired you. The series has been made possible by our hosts, Richard Mack and Madalena Ferrara, me, our production team, Mitch Lieber, Fernando Rojas, and me, and our guests, whose willingness to share their personal stories is courageous and vital to educating the public and creating change. You're all leaders with heart. Thanks to our sponsors, Mind Your Body and Somatic Mindfulness. Find them both on the web at myb.llc and somaticmindfulness.co. Find our guests on the Somatic Mindfulness website. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and join us again for more interesting, compelling, and heartfelt stories.